So you decided to start saving for a down payment on a home, or maybe a luxury watch, or maybe you just wanted to have some money in savings for car repairs so they don't keep sneaking up on you. Well, one of the best ways to do it is called a sinking fund. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what a sinking fund is, how to start one, and how to factor one into your budget so that it's effortless. So let's jump into it. Hey, what's up guys? For those of you that have seen any of my other videos, welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome for the first time. I don't just talk about budgeting, I also talk about things like personal finance, investing, and real estate. So if any of those things interest you, please hit that big red subscribe button. So a sinking fund is a way to save a portion of your income each month to something that you want to save or budget for. This could be anything. As I said in the open, it might be something like car repairs, or it might be something more grandiose like a down payment on a house, or a luxury watch, or a trip, or anything like that, but it must be specific. Specific meaning it should have a set dollar amount and a set time frame. This is where a sinking fund differs from an emergency fund, a retirement fund, or a general savings account. With a sinking fund, you're gonna be budgeting or saving it into your budget each month, so you can save for very specific things outside of retirement or emergencies. I'm gonna do a budget or a sample budget in just a second so you can see exactly what that'll look like. But first, let's go over the 4 steps to getting it started. So step 1 is kind of obvious, but it's figure out what you want to save for and how long out that you need to save, or how long you have to get the money for the thing that you want. So for our budgeting example, I'll use tires for a car, an Omega Speedmaster watch, and then just off the top of my head, mountain biking vacation in Bentonville, Arkansas. This will give us a little range of prices and timelines so that you can see what it looks like in the budget. But it can be anything you want, or as many items as you want. So step 2 is going to be decide how you want to store your money and what's the easiest way for you to get that money into the fund without you being able to touch it and spend it on something else. For bigger items that take longer, I usually recommend a direct deposit from your paycheck each week or each month, however you get paid, into a checking or savings account or a money market account, something that doesn't have a minimum balance requirement, because some of these funds are going to be fairly small, and ones that don't charge a fee for not having a lot of usage. Again, for things like car repairs, you're going to be using it a little bit more, but for a fund like your vacation fund, you're not going to be touching it at all. So you don't want to be getting hit with fees as you're trying to save. And keep in mind, guys, for sinking accounts, we aren't worried about collecting interest or putting it into the market. The main source of its gaining its value is from you directly adding money into it. These aren't long-term savings accounts like retirement accounts. These are going to be more like middle to short term, again, depending on what you're saving for. It's a vacation, it might take a few years. For things like car repairs, you're going to be adding and subtracting from it a lot more often. For smaller things, or like car repairs, or something that you're going to be adding and taking away fairly often, just a normal savings account should suffice. Some people like to do Dave Ramsey's envelope system, where you keep cash at home in an envelope labeled car repairs. Because sometimes it's easier because you're going to be adding and subtracting from it a lot more often. But one of those two is fine for like a smaller type of account. And just a hint, if you're very diligent with your budget and you're like a really big math nerd and you're very good at keeping track of your money, you can keep all of these in one account, like a general savings account, and then have them broken down in a budgeting app. I usually don't recommend doing it because it's so easy to get everything mixed up. Yeah, the budgeting app will tell you exactly how much you have in each account, and you can link it to that account on your app. But sometimes it's easier just to have it broken down into like 4 or 5 different accounts labeled for that specific item. So step 3 is to decide how much you need to save and when to save it by. So as I said earlier in our example, we're going to use car tires. We're going to use an Omega Speedmaster watch, and then a mountain biking trip to Bentonville, Arkansas. And so I'm going to break down exactly what those are and what that timeline looked like by doing a sample budget. So the first one's going to be car tires. I figured you're going to need about $600. Average cost of a car tire is about 150 bucks. And last time I checked, most cars have 4 of them. So you're going to need about 600 bucks. And let's say you can wait, or you need it within about a year. So we'll say 12 months. The next item is our Omega Speedmaster watch. This is my personal favorite, or one of my personal favorite luxury watches. One of these, I think they cost about $7,000. And let's say that I want to give it to myself as a Christmas gift in 2023. And so we have about 18 months to save for that. And then the next thing is going to be our mountain biking trip in Bentonville, Arkansas. This one is a little bit more advanced, and it's gonna, because we're gonna break down getting there, bike rentals, food, Airbnb, all that stuff. And so I figured that we would need about $2,100, and I wanted to do it in March of 2023. And now that I'm realizing 2023 is gonna be a pretty expensive year, a $7,000 watch and a $2,100 mountain biking vacation all in 1 year. Now for step 4, let's actually show you how to do the budget, or show you what the budget would look like to add your sinking funds in. So let's say you make 50 grand a year take home. That would be $4,166.66 per month. Now these other items that I have, how I came up with them were just average percentages of your income that these are. So for things like rent and housing, I had $1,041.50 a month. Again, that's about 25% of your income. Your numbers are gonna vary a little bit, but that's how I came up with these numbers. So again, rent and housing would be $1,041.50 a month. Transportation would be $416.66 per month. Food, $416.66 per month. And so I did utilities at $208 a month. I did insurance at $416.66 a month. I did medical at $208 a month. And then I did savings at $624.99 a month, for a grand total $3,332.49. And that would leave us an extra $834 to save for our sinking funds. So you just have to divvy up the $800 remaining. And so for our car tires, you just divide your price, your $600, divided by your 12 months. You have to save $50 a month. For our Omega Speedmaster watch, it's $7,000, and we want that in approximately 18 months, and so that's going to be $368.42. And so then our trip for next year, again, we have about a year on that. That's going to be $195.90 per month, for a grand total of $614.32. And so if my math is correct, you'll have about $219.87 left in your budget to take that hot date out to a dinner at like Buffalo Wild Wings or something, or you can apply that money to other sinking funds or other parts of your budget. If you're new to budgeting, this is called a zero-based budget, but there's like 7 other kinds of budgets. So if you're interested in it, comment down below and I can make a separate video breaking down different types of budgets so you can find the one that best fits how you want to live your lifestyle. Setting up a sinking fund this way, meaning automatically direct deposit it into these accounts that you've budgeted for, is one of the best ways to avoid having items that you want or that you're going to need sneak up on you. And it's going to avoid you having to put it on a credit card at 18 to 20% interest and going into credit card debt when you don't expect it, because now you have all of the money set aside. And it also removes the friction of you having to get paid every week or every month and then having to worry about how to divvy up your money. It's already divvied up for you. And it also removes the friction of you having to touch the money yourself because it's automatically going into the accounts. But it's still there if you really needed it because it's in an account that you have easy access to. Again, I do recommend also having a 3 to 6 month emergency fund that would take care of you having to take out money from these accounts, because again, these aren't for emergencies, these are for very specific things. All right guys, well I hope you got value out of that. If you didn't, comment down below and tell me why. If you did, comment down below and tell me what other videos you'd like to see me make. This channel is completely influenced by you. I try to make the videos that you want to watch, and I read all the comments. So comment down below and let me know what other videos like this you'd like to see. Otherwise, hit that big red subscribe button and we'll see you on the next one.